Hey guys, what's up? My name is JC and welcome to the Daily Fix. My job here is just to kind of talk to you about different things that are going on in the entertainment world, things that I find fun, interesting, big news, little news, whatever I want to talk about. So check it. We'll get you started right off today with some crazy Samuel L. Jackson news. He was doing a TV interview with a Hollywood news station with their entertainment reporter, and their reporter actually got him confused with Lawrence Fishburne. He brought up his Super Bowl ad and this and that, and now while Samuel L. Jackson did have some movie spots that debuted during the Super Bowl, he wasn't in a Super Bowl ad. Lawrence Fishburne was, and you can bet your bottom dollar that Samuel L. Jackson, good old Sam, called him out on it. Now throughout this interview, Sam was actually really giving him a hard time, really giving him some gruff and letting the reporter know that he made a mistake, which rightfully so. You know, this guy came in and he's supposed to be the Hollywood reporter, the Hollywood entertainment reporter, and he confuses Samuel L. Jackson with Lawrence Fishburne, two completely different looking guys, in my opinion. And he just he had a brain fart, which happens. He had a brain fart, really, and I can't blame him too much because we've all had those brain farts. We've all had those moments when it's your job to interview stars and famous people and to talk about their movies and be educated, and you mistakenly call them the wrong name. You should get chewed out by that actor. Now, the reporter did a great job taking it all in stride. The constant beating that Samuel L. Jackson gave him, he took it in stride, and he said, you know what, I made a mistake. Repeatedly, he repeats himself, I made a mistake, I'm sorry. He even smacks himself at one point, trying to play it aloof. But it's funny because the reporter kept going back, trying to go back to RoboCop, but Sam wouldn't let him down. Good old Sam Jackson wouldn't let it down. But eventually they did get back into RoboCop. I'll have a link to that actual video interview, the full interview, in the description down below, so you can check it out for yourself. And it's crazy. And it's really funny that Samuel L. Jackson kind of keeps beating it into him, and to almost to a point where it's almost overkill. But Samuel L. Jackson's smiling the whole time. He's laughing the whole time. I think he thinks that it's funny, and he really took this opportunity to kind of dig in him a little bit, which is cool, which is fine. I bet there was no love lost there, really. Not from what I can tell. I wouldn't be too upset, but of course I would have to dig into him a little bit as well. So CNN the other night may have released a huge spoiler for the Oscars, and people all over Twitter were up in arms saying, how dare you ruin this? Why would this is such horrible reporting? How can you let this slip? Because what had happened was during one of their broadcasts about the Oscars, CNN showed a video of a nameplate saying that Leonardo DiCaprio, the award winner for his work in Wolf on Wall Street for Best Actor in a Lead Role, wins the Oscar or whatever. But the thing, what people didn't realize, so they showed this and pictures of screen caps of this circulated around the internet, around the Twitter sphere, and people were just going crazy. But what they don't realize is in that story in CNN, they were talking about how they make the trophies and all that other stuff. But so you have a nomination for like Best Lead Actor. They make a nameplate for every nomination in that category. So Leo already had one made, and everybody else that he's going up against in Best Lead Actor has a plate made. And when they go to the after party for all the winners, that's where they get their nameplates handed to them to say, here you go, take something home with you. Because when they walk off the stage with the trophy, they don't get to keep that trophy. That's just the show trophy. That's just, hey, here's a trophy, and we're going to mail you a trophy in 6 to 9 months when you get, or however long it takes. I don't know. But so they'll mail them their own trophy later that they can attach their nameplate that they win at the awards ceremony. So there was a big uproar over that over the night because, oh no, CNN's going to spoil the Oscars. Leo's finally going to get his award. We don't know that for sure yet. The Oscars are March 2nd, coming up here on a Monday night, which is crazy, which is kind of big news because I think it's usually more in the middle of the week. But this year they're deciding to do it on a Monday, which is great. So that way more people, I think, are able to watch it. Because Wednesday nights are pretty crazy. pretty crazy Wednesday nights. Yet again, Justin Bieber related news. If you haven't been keeping an eye on what's going on with this young man's life over the past month, he got caught egging his neighbor's house in Los Angeles, where even in that raid of the house, his buddy was found with cocaine on him. He was caught street racing and driving under the influence of alcohol and possibly even prescription drugs in that same night in Florida. Like a week later, that happened. Then he had to go back home to Canada in order to serve for a aggravated assault to turn himself in, to say, hey, for questioning, things like that. And in most recent news, apparently he was in Los Angeles the other day in a Starbucks yelling at the barista trying to order a caramel apple macchiato, but he didn't have a shirt on. And the barista, within full right of his job and full right of his position, said, hey, we're not going to serve you unless you put a shirt on. I don't care who you are. And so when Justin Bieber was getting all upset, all worked up, and apparently he said, my bouncers are going to beat you up. I'll have them beat you up and stuff. Which, sidebar, how lame is that? Fight your own battles, Justin Bieber. Durr. LA Clippers star Blake Griffin was sitting in the same Starbucks at a table, walks over to Justin Bieber, tries to calm him down, trying to talk him down, trying to cool him down. That just gets Bieber more aggravated, more frustrated. And the big story that's kind of spreading around the internet now is that Blake Griffin smacked Justin Bieber, knocked him on the ground, and Justin Bieber got up and ran out crying. Now, this story is being very speculated whether it really happened or not. Is another one of those internet things that people don't really know if it's true or not, or people just spreading rumors. There was the LA Lakers star, Kamen, who tweeted that he saw it all happen. He saw Blake Griffin confront Bieber, but it didn't necessarily look like he smacked him, at least not that hard. So whether he smacked him to the ground and knocked him on his butt, we don't know. But from reports that we've heard so far is that this actually did happen. Blake Griffin did stand up for the barista, which is awesome. Blake Griffin, kudos to you, good sir. Kudos to you. Thumbs up. Bing. Bieber, what are you doing? Get your act together. Little PSA from me. Good old JC. Justin Bieber, get your act together. Start acting like a man. If you want to be treated like a man, act like a man. Boom! I wanted to wrap up the show today on a little bit of a heavier note, and I don't always like to do that, but just the other day, Shirley Temple, the famous child star, passed away at 85 years old, or Shirley Temple Black, as she might be known by some with her married name. She passed away in her home in California, I do believe, of natural causes. You know, she was probably the most famous child star of any generation. I can't think of anybody more famous than her that did so well, more than her. And even not even just because what she did as a kid, she didn't. Most child stars we see like kind of are famous as a kid and they grow up and go crazy. She was very much. She was famous as a kid and was sane and normal, and she actually did a lot of beneficial stuff. She served as the American ambassador to Ghana for years, and I know she worked alongside the UN and some stuff too. So she definitely used her fame for good, and she helped a lot of people. So to all the Temple and the Black families, to all of our relatives, we here at the Daily Fix just offer you our support and our prayers. We are praying with you, and we just hope that you can find peace through all this tragedy. And then a couple weeks ago, I didn't get to mention it last week because I wasn't able to get to my camera and shoot an episode, so I missed it. So I apologize for that. But last week, Philip Seymour Hoffman died on the 2nd, and it was really strange, really out of the blue. I was double checking, triple checking sources to make sure it wasn't one of those hoax things, and unfortunately, it is true. Philip Seymour Hoffman was 46 years old. He was found in his New York apartment with what appeared to be heroin needles into his arm. And I know there was 5 empty heroin envelopes and I think 2 full ones left over. Philip Seymour Hoffman had been battling addiction through most of his adult life. He was clean and sober for 23 years. And from when he was 22 to 45, and then in 2013, he had checked himself back into rehab for admitting to snort heroin, and then this latest relapse. And it's somber, and I look at these are two amazing actors, two actors that defined a generation. They're each generation in their own time. Shirley Temple was such an amazing child actor and such pivotal, and people are still playing Little Orphan Annie to her likeness, to her success and what she did, and trying to emulate what she did. And Philip Seymour Hoffman, for this generation, was such a great actor. Did so many great things, so many amazing roles that he portrayed. The Master, his Academy Award-winning role in Capote. He was in Red Dragon. He was in The Talented Mr. Ripley. He did so many good works. One of my favorite roles that he was in was the bad guy in Mission Impossible 3. I think he played an amazing villain, an excellent villain, and I really am sad to see him go. I'm sad to see anybody go. This life is too short. Spend as much time with our loved ones as possible. So after you see this video, text someone, tell them you love them. Let them know that you're there for them. And if you are dealing with something, if you're dealing with loss, or if you're dealing with addiction or anything like that, get help. You're not alone in this. People are there for you. And even if you don't think there really are, whether it's family or friends or even people at drug centers or rehab clinics, they are there for you. So be sure to go and get help. If you're viewing this and that's something that you're dealing with, I ask and pray that you just go and get help, so that you don't cut your own life short. So that's it for this week's Daily Fix here from me, JC. One word of advice this week for now showing. We're going to go check out the movie RoboCop, starring Samuel L. Jackson and Michael Keaton and the guy from The Killing, which I can't remember his name right now. It looks pretty good, so I'm excited to see that. That'll be up on Friday night, Saturday morning. So check that out here on the Daily Fix. Don't forget to check us out at the dailyfixshow.wordpress.com. Like and subscribe. Hit us up on Twitter at Daily Fix Show. Comment. Tell me what's your favorite Philip Seymour Hoffman film. Down in the comments below. Maybe why you really liked it that much. Or maybe some picks for the Oscars. Who do you think is going to win the Oscars this year? So let us know in the comments down below. Hit us up on Twitter and WordPress and Facebook and all that fun stuff. Love you guys. Deuces.